Hello, you're listening to Hugo Talks. Well, this is a follow-up to yesterday's video on the Georgia Guidestones, as that was pretty much a short video and initially just responding to the early reports. So let's have a deeper look at it, as it is somewhat of a bit of a mystery. There's loads of stuff going on today. Apparently we have the puppet Bojo the Clown resigning today in the UK. We've got the Georgia Guidestones going boom yesterday and the CERN the day before. What did CERN do? Nothing, I reckon. Anyway, now before we get into this, we have to realise that we are living in the midst of a media fantasy world where the narratives are being constructed on a daily basis in order to influence and mislead the public away from the truth. This is how it seems to be to me. So even before we look into this, you need to question everything, even the footage, even if it's real, everything. Anyhow, this Georgia Guidestones is somewhat a bit of a puzzle. So now they released the footage of the monument and the explosion from the camera. They have numerous CCTV cameras there. Here, as we can see. Now the media in America and the police have stated that it was an explosive device, and an investigation is now underway. Are they telling the truth about this? Who knows? But the whole site has now been levelled to the ground. They brought in a forklift to bring down the rest of the monument, as they stated that the explosion had made the rest of the monument unstable and therefore now dangerous, which I thought was very quick initially. I mean, if this was a crime, they're tampering with the evidence. Shouldn't they be investigating this site? But no, this truck comes in and starts knocking everything down. Anyhow, now there are some that are suggesting that this was actually a lightning strike and not an explosive. Okay, and one of the reasons for this is the actual impact footage itself, which, as you can see here, there is a bright light in the footage just before the monolith goes boom. That light that increases in size is the main light that's shining on the monument, which seems to pulse just before the impact takes place. Some people are suggesting that this is an effect caused by lightning, and some have said there is a purple hue around the area just after the impact. Could that be associated with lightning? Well, I'm not an expert on lightning, so it's difficult to say. Could lightning do this? Is it a message from God? Well, I'd like to think that could be true. I mean, the world has gone crazy. So who am I to say it's not impossible? Also, so far as I know, they have released footage of the impact from these cameras, but no footage of anyone setting any devices on the monument. I mean, surely if they have footage of the explosion from cameras that are recording 24/7, then they must have footage of people setting a device up beforehand. They have released footage of a car driving off just after the incident happened. So if there is no footage of people setting the device up, what's going on here? I mean, what's going on then? Does this suggest that it was done by a targeted weapon of some kind that does not require the setting up of a device? Or are they covering up the fact that it was hit by lightning and they don't want people to know this? We also have to note the time this happened, which was at 4 o'clock. But at 3 minutes and 33 seconds, the impact happened at exactly 3 minutes and 33 seconds. Now, some people believe the psyops and staged events that happen when reported in the media, that they like to use the certain numbers in details of reports. One of those numbers is 33. For example, he was 33 years old. Oh, it happened at 33 so-and-so street or avenue. There were 33 victims, etc., etc. And the reason given is that it's a way maybe of signalling those in the know that this event didn't really happen, or it did happen, but it was staged. And here we see that this happened at the 33rd second, 3 minutes and 33 seconds. Was that what really happened? Or did they even put the clock in afterwards on the footage? You know, also the footage again is in low res, which doesn't help. Now, I'm not claiming to have the answers here, but in my opinion, my initial estimation at the moment is that this is most likely a psyop, a signal of some kind. If this was some form of device, This is not something that could be pulled off by an amateur. And also, this has been heavily featured in the fake stream media. Again, I don't trust anything that's heavily featured in the fake stream media, especially it's been featured in the USA. And already, if you look at the reports, there are two things that stand out. Many reports are mentioning the term satanic, okay? Now, I've talked about the Georgia Guidestones in the past. I don't believe I ever mentioned the word satanic about them. Maybe, I said the New World Order or other terms, but not necessarily that specific term. But they seem to be pushing the notion that this was done by an extremist Christian. So this could be the first step in a smear campaign to demonize or frame Christians as extremists or as dangerous. Here we see Washington Post. Far right called US Stonehenge satanic and cheered when it blew up. Here we see NPR News. A Georgia monument seen by some as satanic was damaged, etc., etc. And this article came out, just a few hours after it was initially reported. And in this article, they have drafted in a person called Katie McCarthy, who researches conspiracy theories for the Anti-Defamation League. And in this article, she goes on to say that incidents like this just show how conspiracy theories and theorists are dangerous. She says in the article, this is another example of how conspiracy theories do and can have a real-world impact. We've seen this with QAnon and multiple other conspiracy theories, that these ideas can lead somebody to try and take action in furtherance of their beliefs, McCarthy said. They can attempt to try and target the people and institutions that are at the center of these false beliefs, she says. So already at this early stage, with that report out there, they are already bringing these people to make comments like this. So along with the Q PSYOP that is already ongoing, which is only initially just started up again recently with their Q drops or whatever it is, and now this. And with the way the media are framing it, with much talk of the building being thought of as satanic, this could well be set up to push that agenda. I mean, on one side, we have the Q PSYOP and the nonsense they talk about. Now we have this possible staged event. We have on the other side the MSM, which they can now use this event as ammunition to smear all people who are questioning what's going on, and label them as extremists who are dangerous. I mean, is that the game that is at play here? We also have this story about the Republican candidate who only a month ago claimed the Guidestones were satanic and made demolishing them part of her platform. She said if she were to get elected, she would get rid of them. And this was also talked about on the John Oliver show in the USA, which is a widely viewed mainstream show. So that again, that is classic priming there. Classic media priming. Planting a seed 5 to 6 weeks earlier in people's minds. And then this now happens. So, I mean, make of it what you will. That's just my take on it. I'm not going to falsely claim I know the definitive truth. That's not the way it works. You take all the info in and you weigh it all up. I suppose we'll find out more in the days to come. Anyway, let us know your comments and what's your opinion. As always, thanks for listening, and come and subscribe to hugotalks.com, and I'll see you later.